The truth is that most people aren't stuck with big financial mistakes. What really keeps them stuck are the little habits, those almost invisible behaviors that repeat themselves every day without us even realizing it. They're automatic decisions, seemingly harmless routines that over time silently drain your bank account and rob you of opportunities for growth. If you're looking to turn your financial life around, it's time to identify these sabotaging habits and replace them with smart practices that actually boost your freedom and security. In this video, we'll dive into 10 of these habits, subtle but incredibly powerful, that could be keeping you broke and how you can start turning that around, starting today. The first habit to watch out for is relying on a single source of income. Think about it. Most people who have achieved millionaire status in the United States have, on average, 7 sources of income. It's no coincidence. Having only one job as your sole source of income is like walking a tightrope. Any imbalance, such as an unexpected layoff, can completely knock you off your feet. The bills keep coming, even when your salary stops. The solution is to adopt the concept of a multifaceted career, that is, transform your current skills into new sources of income. This could be through freelance work, consulting, investments, digital products, or even creating online content with the potential to be monetized. The question you need to start asking yourself is not just, how can I earn more with my work? But rather, how can I create a new source of income with what I already know? This change in perspective can be the beginning of a much safer and more prosperous financial future. The second habit is the famous status game. Have you ever bought something just to impress someone? We do this more than we would like to admit. Branded clothes, a luxury car, a new cell phone. Not because you need them, but because you want to show that you can. This is the status game, and it is a trap disguised as success. Ultimately, spending to impress others is like paying for an expensive subscription for the approval of others. And the worst part? It's an approval that's never enough. The true test of a purchase's worth is simple. Would you still buy it if no one ever knew about it? When your spending reflects other people's expectations rather than your own values, you're sabotaging your freedom. The next time you're about to buy something, especially an expensive one, stop and ask yourself, will this bring me closer to the life I truly want? And would I buy this if no one knew I bought it? These two questions can completely transform the way you manage your money. Another sneaky habit that prevents you from prospering is living with disorganized finances. You know that financial chaos full of forgotten bills, subscriptions you no longer use, and expenses you can't even remember where they came from? All of this creates a kind of silent stress, just like the one we feel when our house is messy. But unlike physical clutter, financial clutter is harder to notice, and much more dangerous. When you don't know exactly how much is coming in and how much is going out, even the simplest decisions seem heavy. And the big ones, like changing jobs or planning a trip, become impossible. Want to break out of this cycle? Start by tracking every penny you spend. Then, automate the payment of bills and investments, and set aside 30 minutes a week to review everything. It may not seem like much, but this small routine brings clarity and control, and with it, you free yourself to make decisions with confidence and strategy. The fourth habit is seeing life as a competition, as if success were a game where only one can win. This scarcity mentality is treacherous. When you see someone else achieve something, instead of being inspired, you feel like you missed out on a chance. This creates envy, insecurity, and paralyzes you. But here's the truth: other people's success doesn't diminish yours. In fact, it proves that it's possible. The difference is in how you react. Instead of thinking this was meant for me, ask yourself, what can I learn from this to achieve something similar? Use envy as a sign of what you want and turn it into motivation. This simple change in mindset can open doors that you couldn't even see before, because you finally stop comparing yourself and start taking action. The fifth habit is paying the convenience fee. It seems harmless to pay for a delivery here, a pickup fee there, or that express delivery because you left it until the last minute. But these small costs, when added together, drain a significant portion of your money. And because they're small, you don't even realize that they're eroding your ability to save. The problem isn't in using convenience every now and then, but in making it a lifestyle. The solution is to plan ahead, plan your meals, organize your withdrawals, avoid impulse purchases. Automate your essential expenses and leave the rest for planned expenses. You don't have to live like a monk, but every time you avoid paying for convenience, you gain back money, time, and mental freedom. Resources too precious to be wasted due to lack of planning. Habit number 6: following the herd. This is one of the most common, and most disguised, mistakes people make in the financial world. The logic seems to make sense: if everyone else is doing it, it must work. But that's exactly the problem. When you simply copy what's already working for others, you enter a saturated space where it's much harder to stand out. Imagine a market full of sellers offering exactly the same product. How is anyone going to notice you in the middle? And the most dangerous thing, by following the flow, you don't learn to think strategically or create unique solutions. This limits your personal and financial growth. The key is to ask smart questions. How can I do this differently? Or what specific problem can I solve that no one else is seeing? These are the questions that create the most profitable ideas and the most solid careers. It's not about being better, it's about being unique. So the next time something seems like the right formula, think again. Is it really for you, or are you just following the herd? Habit number 7. Thinking you already know it all. This trap is sneaky because it usually appears when we start to have some success. It's natural, you learn a strategy, see the first results, and think you're in control. But the market changes, consumer behavior changes, and what worked yesterday may be irrelevant tomorrow. The feeling of mastery can turn into stagnation. Those who grow consistently have a different mindset. They are lifelong learners. They are always seeking new sources, new references, new ways of thinking. And it's not just studying for the sake of studying, it's applying, testing, and adjusting. Financially successful people typically set aside time each week to absorb knowledge, whether it's from books, mentoring, courses, podcasts, or simply watching others play the game at a higher level. The question here is, when was the last time you learned something new that really challenged your thinking about money? Habit number 8. Living on autopilot. You know that feeling when you get to the end of the month and don't know where your money went? This is the classic symptom of someone who lives financially on autopilot. There is no clarity, no intention, just repeating patterns. You spend on familiar things, invest little or nothing, and your financial decisions are based on impulse or habit, not strategy. The solution? Create small moments of awareness throughout the month. For example, set a 15-minute weekly financial review. Look at your expenses. See if they still make sense. Adjust your route. This is the equivalent of getting off autopilot and taking the wheel. It is in this space of awareness that the greatest gains arise. Because once you see clearly, you start to make better decisions. And better decisions, repeated over time, build a future that seems like luck, but is actually pure intention. Habit number 9. Avoid difficult conversations about money. Many people would rather ignore financial problems than face them, out of shame, fear, or even pride. This includes avoiding talking to your partner about debt, refusing professional help when you're in trouble, or simply failing to face the real numbers behind your lifestyle. But here's the truth, ignoring your problems doesn't make them go away, it only makes them bigger. Financially savvy people do the opposite. They talk about money, ask for advice, share lessons learned. They face reality head-on, no matter how uncomfortable it may seem at first. And the more you normalize these conversations, the more power you gain. After all, money isn't taboo. It's a tool. And the more fluent you become in the language of money, with yourself and others, the easier it becomes to build stability and freedom. Habit number 10. Thinking short-term, all the time. This is, without a doubt, one of the biggest saboteurs of financial freedom. Impulse buying, putting off investments, spending on immediate pleasures without planning for tomorrow, all of these things seem harmless in the moment, but they take a heavy toll down the road. It's like planting seeds every day, and eating them all before they sprout. People who prosper financially have a long-term vision. They understand that the harvest does not happen on the same day as the planting. That is why they invest time, money, and energy in actions that do not bring immediate returns, but that build solid results over the years. They make difficult choices now to live more easily in the future. And you? What choices are you making today that your future self will thank you for? Because the truth is simple, either you keep repeating habits that keep you stuck, or you start today, planting habits that will free you financially. Now tell me, how many of these habits have you recognized in yourself? Because the big truth is that what separates those who live stuck in their accounts from those who achieve financial freedom is not luck, nor inheritance, nor a dream job, it is behavior. It is small, silent, often invisible daily attitudes that, added up over time, build or destroy your future. And here is the secret that no one tells you, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Start thinking differently, act with more intention, and eliminate, one by one, the habits that are holding you back. Because when you change what you do every day, you inevitably change the results you reap. And that's the turning point. It's at that moment, when you take control and say, I'm not going to accept living in survival mode anymore, that everything starts to change. And the most incredible thing? You don't have to do it alone. If this video made sense to you, if at some point you thought, wow, this is exactly what I needed to hear, then now is the time to take the next step. Like it to show that this content should reach more people. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because here you won't find magical promises, you'll find truths that transform. And in the comments, tell me, which of these habits are you going to eliminate from your life starting today? Write it down, commit yourself, because sometimes all it takes is a small movement to start a big revolution. And remember, money likes those who take care of it. So watch your behavior, watch your decisions, because your financial future starts now. See you in the next video.